Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about special features of insurance contract. These are the major special features of any kind of insurance contract. We can go through all these one by one. First one is allegatory. So these special features is about when you have insurance contract, one party to a contract might receive considerably more value than the other party. We already know in any kind of insurance contract, there are two parties, one is insurance company and another is policy holder. So among these two, one party get more value than another party. You can take many examples. When a insured pay premium for a fire accident, if that loss happens, then only the insurance company need to finance for the loss. So if the loss happens, maybe the insured get more value than the amount he or she paid as a premium. At the same time, if the loss doesn't happen, the insurance company might get the whole premium. They no need to compensate anything. So automatically among two parties, one party might receive more value than other. This is the first special feature of insurance contract. We can't find this special feature in any other kind of contract. Second one is adhesion. So based on this, the base is take it or leave it. When one party draw up a contract in its entirety and they present it to the other party. For example, insurance company, they offer a lot of policies under different categories with a lot of rules and regulations and conditions. The general public or target population may accept as it is. They can't make any change in it. So we can't make any change. When they offer the policy, you can take it or leave it. There is no option for negotiation or revision. So this is the second special feature of insurance contract. Third one, utmost good faith. Faith. In any contract, we know, especially insurance contract, here we see one side the insurance company and another side the policy holder. They share number of information. Insurance company give lot of information, rules and regulations regarding policy, payment, premium, etc. The same way, the insured, the policy holder also state number of aspects. So they have to maintain utmost good faith because based on the information they state with each other, it attracts the decision. For example, if you take health insurance based on the information you display regarding your health, it decides the risk factor of the particular insurance. At the same time, the premium and all other aspects. So both parties rely upon the informations they are giving. So they need to maintain utmost good faith for an insurance contract. So whatever they declare, whatever they represent, they have to maintain good faith. Then fourth one, executory. So one or more parties to a contract remain partially or completely unfulfilled. Yes, in an insurance contract, both parties give some promise for getting some consideration in return. So sometimes, some cases, they only fulfill the part or full aspects. For example, the insurers will only perform its application after certain events takes place. For example, an insurer says, when an insurer takes fire insurance policy, when the fire accident happens, then only the insurer needs to compensate. So the insurer promised that if fire accident happens, the company will compensate. So if the fire accident doesn't happen, they no need to compensate. So sometimes it is executory in nature. They are unfulfilled. And fifth one, unilateral. So this is about The promise of one party is exchanged for a specific act of the other party. So in insurance contract, we call it unilateral. So insured perform the act of paying the policy premium. The insurer promised to reimburse the insured for any covered loss that may occur. So both the parties, the policy holders, he promised to pay premium. The insurance company, they promised to reimburse any losses occurred. Then sixth one, conditional. So the conditional is about, a condition is a provision of a contract which limits the right provided by the contract. So here, even when there is a loss, the loss is subject to certain conditions are met. So when they provide insurance policy, in that policy itself, they mention, we will compensate these losses, but subject to these conditions. So even you see, you found a lot of advertisements. At the end of the advertisements, they mention conditions apply. So even the loss or particular things happen, subject to the conditions met, they compensate. So that's what we call insurance contract is a conditional aspect. Then seventh one, personal contract. Insurance contracts are usually personal agreements between the insurance company and the policy holder. It's not transferable to any other person without the knowledge of insurer. That means without the knowledge of insurance company. The next one, warranties and representation. Warranty is a statement that is considered guaranteed to be true, and once declared becomes an actual part of contract. So you declare certain information in an insurance agreement or contract. So you are guaranteeing certain information you are providing in the application is true. So that is called warranty. Whenever you provide certain information under warranty, it becomes part of contract. If the particular person breach that warranty, then contract becomes void. The same way, representation. Representation is just different from this. It is a statement that it is believed to be true to the best of other parties' knowledge. So the particular party who declared that information, he or she believes that it is true to the best of their knowledge. To make a contract void in these cases, if anything misrepresented, the company or the other party should prove it is done in certain basis. The next one, misrepresentations and concealment. Misrepresentation is a statement where written or oral that is false. When you make something false, maybe in written or oral, that is called misrepresentation. It leads other consequences as per the Indian Contract Act and Insurance Act. Then second one, concealment. Concealment is, on the other hand, is failure to disclose certain information. Okay, that one clearly knows about. Okay, when you make a contract, you know certain information, but you fail to disclose that information. This is also key, because when you fail to disclose certain information, it may lead number of aspects. For example, if you take health insurance, if you have certain diseases, you have to inform everything. Even if you fail to disclose, you are not making anything false, but still you fail to disclose. It involves other factors. Okay. So in these cases, the other party is supposed to prove they did this with intention, willfully. Then only it lead for other consequences. The next one, fraud. It is an intention to attempt. Intentionally, we attempt to persuade or deceive or trick someone to gain some value. Okay, cheating. So, for instance, if an insurance applicant intentionally lies in order to obtain coverage or make a false claim, it could very well be grounds for the charge of fraud. Finally, impersonation. So when one person assumes the identity of another for the purpose of committing a fraud. That is called impersonation. In insurance, this also happening in a lot of occasions. So these are the major special features of insurance contract. You can't commonly find these kind of features in any other contract. Thank you.